Okay, we're live. Give people some time to get in the room. We actually had quite a few people on the last stream.
Mhm.
Well, a lot more people after the live stream. It was a quick live stream, but more than usual.
Yeah.
Oh, we already got two in here. Okay, come on in. Come on in. We're gonna talk some AB. We're gonna talk some NFL Week 7 games. Make some predictions. I don't think I even made my predictions yet.
Nope.
I guess we'll do it live. Yeah. So, all right, getting a couple more people in here. What's up to everybody joining the live stream? Make sure you're subscribed, hit the like button, all that good stuff that YouTubers ask you to do. Okay. Make sure we're up and running on Sportscaster. Sportscaster is always tricky for me. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get started, man. So last night, Tampa Bay Buccaneers signed Antonio Brown to a 1-year deal, basically the vet minimum.
Yeah, with a lot of incentives. I said it was a little above the vet minimum. So now they've got Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, Antonio Brown, Rob Gronkowski, OJ Howard, Ronald Jones, Leonard Fournette. Yeah, I mean,
Everybody.
couple guys
Yeah.
over there.
Yeah. And by the way, they also have a stout defense. So
yeah, one of the best defenses in the league. So that's nice.
Yeah, it's
good
great
for Tom.
Yeah, happy for Tom. Those of you that don't know,
Brady, man.
hold on. Yeah, those of you who don't know, I'm a Ravens fan. He's a Panthers fan. We cover a lot of Ravens and Panthers on this channel. So obviously, we're not happy right now. Okay, we're not happy right now. We traded for Yannick Ngakoue the other day, and that's great. We're happy about that trade, but we followed it up with signing Des Bryant, which does nothing for our offense, right? And look, I think the Ravens community is somewhat split on this when it comes to signing AB or really getting any good wide receiver, but particularly AB.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, he's had a lot of things go on the last year or so, and from the outside looking in, we look at it and say, hey, we don't want that on our team. But multiple Ravens players have come out and said, yes, we want him on our team. No, he won't be a problem in our locker room. We can handle it. It's all good. And, fans just ignore that. All of a sudden, we don't trust the players. All of a sudden, we know more than the players. We have these guys. These are leaders on the team. Calais Campbell, Marlon Humphrey, Lamar Jackson, Mark Ingram. They've all spoken out and said, yeah, man, bring him on our team. We'll love to have him here. Right now, we don't trust their opinion.
Yeah.
Right. So, what's done is done. He's Tampa Bay Buccaneer now. So we have to talk about where he could possibly go next.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I think Antonio will probably be fine. This is his last shot in the NFL. Like if he messes up, he's done. Mm-hmm. But you're talking about Tampa Bay, where Bruce Arians said before the season started that it just wasn't going to happen. He's a diva. No way he brings him in. So, I think probably that was just, I'm tired. I don't want to answer any more Antonio Brown questions, so I'm just going to say no. But if he actually meant it and he doesn't want Antonio Brown and it was forced on him, then it could go sideways. But I think he'll be fine. And assuming it goes well, I think he'll probably just stay in Tampa.
Well, I think what you're seeing is they recognize we're all in on this year trying to win a Super Bowl. That's why you brought in Tom Brady. That's why you brought in Gronk. If he wants AB there, then you bring in AB. It doesn't matter how you feel about him. We're trying to win. And that's absolutely the right mentality to have, right? Yeah. Whether they win or lose, you're all in on trying to win a Super Bowl right now. And they also picked up Leonard Fournette. We forgot about that too. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't, but you got to throw all your chips in if you're trying to actually win it.
Yeah. You got 2 years with Tom Brady. That's it.
That's it.
I mean, if you think he's the guy to win you a Super Bowl, you support him in every way you can.
No, it's exactly. In terms of the Ravens, yeah, Lamar Jackson is still on his rookie deal. You got 2 more years under the rookie deal before you have to sign him. But we shouldn't be thinking, oh well, we have all the time in the world to win. I mean, yeah, look, our window's open for sure, but if we don't make the right moves on offense, we're not going to win. And we shouldn't be thinking Lamar's going to be here forever. Because if I'm Lamar, I'm not working on any extension until you show me that you're going to put weapons around me. Like as it looks right now, no, we're not talking any extension. No way.
Right. Yeah, I mean, in Baltimore's window right now, I mean, you're talking about a team who they have, an overpowering run game. That was kind of their thing. That's what they wanted,
Yeah.
and a great defense. Well, Calais Campbell, Brandon Williams, Derek Wolfe, Jimmy Smith, Tavon Young, those guys are probably all going to be gone in the next couple of years. So the way that the window stays open is putting talent around Lamar.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Judon also, I think Judon will be gone after this season.
yeah, most likely. Most likely. B Dubs.
What's up, B Dubs?
What's up? Thanks for joining the live stream. Yeah, so they clearly decided, defense is the way to go. And I heard Jess Rabick, he put a tweet out, really an article, and he said something to the effect of, the Ravens are playing to their strength, meaning the defense is their strength. I couldn't disagree more. More with that. Our best player is Lamar Jackson. Mm-hmm. Plain and simple. We're not going to win without Lamar Jackson. He is the team. So you have to surround him with weapons.
Yeah, they're playing to what they want the strength to be. They want to win with defense, but it's just not. That's not the way you do it in the NFL in 2020. I was arguing back and forth with a guy in our comments on one of our previous videos, talking about the Chiefs, and he said, the way to beat the Chiefs is to run the ball, and play ball control offense, get to Mahomes with just the front four without having to blitz.
Yeah,
I'm like, nobody's saying that a better pass rush is a bad thing, but the Chiefs have lost 10 games with Pat Mahomes as the starting quarterback, including the playoffs. Yeah, the opponents on average scored 35.7 points. So it doesn't matter what you do on defense. You have to score a lot of points to beat Kansas City. And Baltimore's not equipped to do that right now.
And also, another stat that you pulled up before, since Pat Mahomes has been the starter, only once have they scored less than 23 points.
Yeah, that was against the Colts, and they didn't have Tyreek Hill or Sammy Watkins in that game. They lost 19-13. Right. Every other game with Pat Mahomes, they've scored at least 23 points. Yeah. So the plan of we're gonna stop their offense, it's not a plan that's gonna work.
So this goes back to a question I posted in our last live stream. We played Kansas City this year. We lost 34-20. If we had Yannick Ngakoue in that game, if we had Des Bryant in that game, does that change it enough to where we get the win? Because we only put up 20 points. Really, the offense only put up 13. We got 7 from a kick return. Mm-hmm. We know that Kansas City is not going to score less than 23. Yeah. Were we going to win that game?
No. Yannick's not worth 15 points. I mean,
right.
Let's be real.
Right.
But like I said, Antonio Brown's gone now. So, the Ravens have to look elsewhere. I keep hearing people saying, oh, DaCosta said they're not done. They're not done. They're not done. He said that after the Yannick trade, and then they went and signed Des Bryant. I don't think they're going to do anything else. But, Julio Jones is still available. There's talk out there that maybe Michael Thomas, they said there's some around the league that think Michael Thomas is available. There's some people out there talking about DJ Chark. I don't know if Jacksonville will be willing to move him. Yeah. But if I'm Baltimore, I'm making every call that I can think of to try and get some wide receiver help.
Yeah. Julio Jones, it's been said he's available. for a trade. There's
Mm-hmm.
rumors of Michael Thomas, and you and I kind of speculated on that. Things seem to be going sour over in New Orleans. He's not playing again this week with a hamstring injury. They said it's not a disciplinary issue, but it does seem suspicious, right?
Well, I mean, I believe it. Like, there's no reason for him to lie about it at this point. They didn't lie about him being suspended last week, even though he couldn't play.
True. And it is just a rumor. But again, I can already see it from a lot of Ravens fans saying, no way, we don't want that guy. He's causing problems over there. He'll cause problems over here. He's a diva. He costs too much, right? All the excuses to not get a quality wide receiver. I mean, look, we got to stop being afraid to be great on offense. We have one of the best quarterbacks in the league, the reigning league MVP. You have to surround him with great players if you can. Okay, stop trying to put all your resources into the defense. The defense is not going to carry you. And look, and I'm a defensive guy. I want to win with defense as well, but that's just not the NFL that we're in anymore. It's not going to work.
No, I think if Baltimore does do anything, my guess is that it would be Evan Ingram out of New York.
And I like Evan Ingram. I would be happy with Evan Ingram. I wouldn't be happy if we stopped there.
Listen,
but I would be happy if
Evan Ingram he's certainly fast. I'll give him that. I mean, it's better than nothing, but that would not be my choice if I were a Ravens fan.
No, it's not my first choice by far. Like, I don't want any more tight ends, right? But if we got him, I mean, I think it does help a little bit, but no, I don't even want to be looking at tight end. I want wide receivers, and Des Bryant is not ideal. I mean, we signed him to a practice squad, so that tells you everything that you need to know about him. The Ravens don't think he's gonna be the answer.
Right. And like I said, anything can happen. Maybe he's worked his way all the way back to being better than he was in his last year in the NFL. But like I said, if that's the case, he'd be one of the first people, or the only person that I know of who got better with injuries and age.
Yeah, right.
So,
injuries, age, and inactivity.
Yeah. Hopefully he comes in and he can provide something. I don't see it, and I don't see any reason to believe it.
Yeah. So you mentioned you mentioned Thomas, you mentioned Julio Jones. Did you mention DJ Chark? That's another popular.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why. I haven't heard anything that indicates Jacksonville's actually interested in moving him.
Me neither.
Yeah, call him anyway. You make the call. The worst thing that can happen is they say no.
So you're a Panthers fan, and we've discussed this on some of our podcasts and videos before. Curtis Samuel is somebody that could be available via trade.
If I'm Baltimore, I'm definitely calling Carolina. I mean, his career hasn't gone, the way that he or Panthers fans would like up to this point. He was injured a lot in his rookie year, and then Cam was injured, and he was playing with Kyle Allen, and now this season he's been healthy, but they brought in Robbie Anderson, so there's less opportunity there for him. This is his last year, so he's going to be a free agent after this year, and they're not at this point interested in extending him. So and he's somebody that they shopped earlier in the year also.
Yeah. I'm going to give a shout out real quick on Sportscaster. Brewer in third gave us a tip. Thank you for that, Brewers fan.
Thank you.
Also with Dodger Blue Steph. He joined the broadcast. Thank you for joining the broadcast. Make sure you follow us. But Curtis Samuel is somebody. He's under the radar. He hasn't really broken out yet. We think he's very talented, and he could definitely provide some help. And he's still on his rookie deal, right?
Yeah, this is the last year of his rookie deal. They've said they're not working out an extension with him, him and Taylor Moton, which I don't understand. But and this offseason, prior to the draft, they were shopping him. They're potentially looking to trade him. So I think you can get Curtis Samuel out of Carolina for a reasonable price. And that'd be a big upgrade for Baltimore, I think.
Yeah.
Why do we have the wrong scores up there on the ticker?
I don't know. I think when I clicked from the there we go. That's what we need. When I went from the comments, I clicked on the wrong ticker. In fact, let me get rid of this. There we go. That shouldn't show up anymore.
Okay.
Yeah. But they're not the wrong scores. They're just the old scores.
Well, yeah, the old scores. It's certainly better than Carolina's score from last week.
Yeah. All right. So you want to discuss this more? You want to get into some week
Yeah, I mean,
7
we can
talk?
get into the Panthers game a little bit. We're talking about Michael Thomas. He's out this week. Emmanuel Sanders is also out this week. He's on the COVID list. I thought this is going to be a really tough game for Carolina. The Saints have a really good defense. Carolina, they may also be a little shorthanded. Curtis Samuel might not play. He didn't play last week, and they're saying he's day to day right now.
Yeah.
They might be missing Rasul Douglas. It's possible they could be missing Dante Jackson as well.
Yeah.
So I thought that beating the Saints in New Orleans was going to be a tough task to begin with. But, without Michael Thomas, without Emmanuel Sanders, they certainly got a shot at it. They're just going to need much better execution than they've had the last few weeks. Teddy has to be accurate. He's got to take care of the ball, no turnovers. And I know that Ian Thomas and Chris Manhertz have combined for 8 catches this year. Yeah. But that's the position that the Saints struggle with. They've lost 2 games this year. Against the Raiders, Darren Waller went for like 11 catches, over 100 yards and a touchdown. They lost to Green Bay. Robert Tunyon, which I learned on Twitter is Tunyon. He had 5 catches, 50 yards and a touchdown. And even in the games they won, every game this year, the Saints have given up a red zone touchdown to the opposing tight ends. And that's where Carolina struggles is putting the ball in the end zone in the red zone.
Yeah.
So if they go out there and Teddy takes care of the ball, and maybe they can get, Thomas and Manhertz involved a little more than they have been, they've got a shot. But honestly, I think this is going to be another loss for them.
I was trying to be brave and pick the upset because, the injuries or, the inactivity on New Orleans side. But, it's so tough. It's so tough. But you know what? I'm calling the upset, man. Pause up, okay? Pause up. All right. I'm picking the Panthers. I'm picking the Panthers to win.
You're saying that Taysom Hill is going to be way more involved than he should be, and Carolina's going to pull it out. Okay, I mean, that'd be great.
That's always a threat with New Orleans. They could be one Taysom Hill mistake, or just play away from things going sideways for them. I'm picking the Panthers to pull off the upset. All right.
So I don't understand. Like, why do you want to give the ball to Taysom Hill when you have Alvin Kamara?
Hold on. Felipe Marino. Relax. Ravens will sign another wide receiver. They did. Hey, Felipe. Yeah. They did. They signed Dez Bryant. They signed Dez. Yeah. I mean
I don't know what other receiver you think they're going to sign.
Look, we're relaxed. I mean, we're just telling you, what we think. I mean, we're a little bit more emotional on the last stream because I was frustrated, but I'm cool now. Like once the trade deadline passes and we don't make any other moves, it is what it is. We're critical, but we recognize the Ravens are a very good team. They're not going to lose too many games this year, right? If they don't make any other moves, even if they didn't get Yannick Ngakoue, they're still going to win a lot of games. But we have Super Bowl expectations here, so. Yeah, I'm nitpicking. I'm being critical because I'm looking at the teams that we have to go against. I mean, one of them we already played and they beat the brakes off of us. Oh, he said no, another one. Okay, DJ Khaled, another one.
Well, who are you looking at?
Yeah. Who do you think? We'll get? Look, I hope so, and look, I hope I'm wrong, but if we don't make any other moves at wide receiver, we're still going to be a good team. I'm still going to root for them. Just as hard as I would if we sign somebody. But if we fall short and it's on the offense, I'm gonna be extra critical of Eric DeCosta. I'm gonna be extra critical of the coaching staff because what you're telling us is, hey, we have enough here to win. We don't need to go and get any more help. So
right, and edge rusher was probably their third biggest need because we haven't even mentioned the O-line at this point. And they've given up 15 sacks, right? Only 15 sacks. They're 11th in the league, but they're 31st in the league in pass attempts.
Yeah,
he's getting hit way more than he should be. And again, that's not even taking into account hurries and hits that don't turn into sacks.
Yeah,
I mean the line has not been protecting Lamar at all this season.
No, no. I don't even know what the numbers are for the Hurries, but I know he doesn't
Right.
have as much time to sit in the pocket, and that's part of the problem too. With okay, he says DJ Chark, Marvin Jones, someone like that. I would love that.
Mm-hmm.
I would love Marvin Jones.
Yeah, look, those would be great. I don't, there hasn't been any indication that those are going to happen. But yeah, that'd be fantastic if it happened. But
Yeah,
our thing is that the Ravens have a history of just kind of ignoring the offense, neglecting the offense.
yeah,
They go all in on defense, and then they're like, hey, whatever's left over, that'll be for Lamar on the offense.
yeah. Shout out to Winky Face 101 on Sportscaster. He gave us a tip. Appreciate that, Winky Face 101.
Thank you.
Hey, look, Felipe, man, I hope you're right, man. I really do. That would be great. That'd be great. And you know what? I would shut up.
Yeah,
Okay.
look, we said it. I said it on the stream the other day. I'm not going to call Eric DaCosta a great GM until he shows the ability to evaluate and fix the offense.
Yeah.
If they go out and they trade for DJ Chark, great GM.
Yeah.
But if you're rolling out the rest of the season with Miles Boykin and you try to work Des Bryant in, I'm not going to say you're a great GM.
No, that would be very problematic if we see Des Bryant on the field at all. At all. Like, I mean, look, he's on the team, so I'm going to root for anybody on the team, and I hope he can work his way back and pull off a miracle. But that's what it would be. It would be a miracle if he came out there and can actually produce for us. Right. So, but yeah, so yeah, I'm picking the Panthers, man. Back to I'm picking the Panthers to win.
Okay.
Pull off the upset. Yeah, look, guys, keep commenting. You want to talk some more Ravens, whatever? We're here. We're live. You want to have a conversation about that? We can. But we're gonna go through this NFL schedule and make some picks here live. And you're welcome to make your picks right along with us.
Yeah, we do a weekly article where we post picks. These won't necessarily be the final picks. Those will be posted tomorrow, but we're just gonna go through the schedule and say how we're feeling right now. Because
yeah, I might get scared, chicken out, and pick the Saints again.
Yeah,
nah, I'm gonna go.
That's definitely gonna happen. But
no, man, keep pounding. Okay, I'm going with the Panthers. Okay, Panthers Nation, I got your back.
Yeah, so I'm looking through the schedule here. Not a whole. The biggest game I think this week is the Steelers and Titans.
Mm-hmm.
That one, you got the undefeated Steelers. I believe the Titans are still undefeated also. Even though they both got to skip their game. Titans look really, really tough, and I'm not fully buying into Pittsburgh. I mean, obviously, yeah, it's great you're 5-0, but they haven't played like really tough competition up to this point.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be looking at this game as kind of a test of how good they really are.
Both of them have major injuries. Felipe, he wants to know if we're done with trades or signings. Yeah, I think we're done. I think the Ravens are done with any more trades or signings. Anything significant anyway.
Yeah.
But both the Steelers and the Titans have significant injuries. Taylor Lewan for the Titans and
Devin Bush in Pittsburgh out for the season.
Yeah.
Yeah, and those are tough. Those are two major players for those teams.
Yeah.
So I mean, we'll have to see how they adjust to it. Honestly, I think the Titans' injury is going to be more impactful than losing Devin Bush.
I agree. So where's this game being played? Is it going to be played in Pittsburgh?
This one is in Tennessee. Tennessee.
That's gonna be an interesting game, man. That's gonna be an interesting game.
It's gonna have to be, Roethlisberger and that offense getting out ahead early to try and neutralize Derrick Henry. Because if they let Henry and that Titans offense get rolling, man, Henry can kill you.
Pittsburgh's got weapons too, man. Deontay Thompson and you got the rookie Claypool now and
Juju. And James Washington. Yeah, Eric Ebron.
Yeah, I forgot Ebron's on the team.
John Connor, I think Jalen Samuels. They just drafted Anthony McFarland.
And even though look, I'm a Ravens fan, so I'm always crapping on the Steelers, and I always get on Big Ben because I still think his body at some point is gonna fail him. But until that happens, man, he's playing really good football, and he's a better quarterback than Tannehill.
Yeah, I mean, look, you can see his body failing him a bit already. I mean, he doesn't have the arm that he used to, but honestly, he still has the IQ. He's still making the right throws at the right times. It's not. It's similar to what's happening with Tom Brady. Most of the time it's fine, but then every now and then you'll see him try to throw that out route and he just can't get it there in time.
Right.
And it's picked off. But yeah, with Taylor Lewan out, Bud Dupree and TJ Watt coming after Tannehill, I mean, they're going to be leaning pretty heavily on Derrick Henry. I mean, they do in general, but I think even more this week without Lewan.
Yeah.
I think I got to go with. I'm gonna have to go with Pittsburgh in this one. I don't know if they're going to be able to stop those receivers.
I'm picking Pittsburgh as well. I think they win it.
But I'm not like I said, I'm not real confident in that pick because I'm kind of back and forth on how good Pittsburgh actually is.
Right.
But Deontay Johnson, Juju, Claypool, I think it's going to be too much for Tennessee.
Yeah, I agree. All right, we agree on that one. So Pittsburgh wins that one. What's next?
I guess we can just go down the list here. Bills and Jets. Bills have a lot of I saw they have a lot of players out this week also, but it doesn't matter because you're playing the Jets.
It doesn't matter at all.
That one's Buffalo all the way.
Yeah,
I have not heard if Sam Darnold is going to be back yet this week.
What was wrong with him?
A few weeks ago, he had injured his shoulder, and then he went back in the game and kept playing. And then after the game, they decided he was week to week, and Joe Flacco's been playing since.
Get that man out of there, man.
Yeah.
And when I say get that man out of there, I mean Adam Gase. Adam listen to our podcast. So we talked about. I've been saying it for weeks. There's already been multiple head coaches fired during the season, which almost never happens. I think there's going to be more on the way. Adam Gase is definitely. I think he's going to be out of here, and I think Mike McCarthy is going to be out of here too.
I can't see it with McCarthy unless they just continue to get the brakes beaten off of them like they did at Arizona. Then they'll be forced to make a move. But I don't really think that's going to happen. I think he's going to survive the season, unfortunately.
I also think Mike Zimmer, low key, might be out of here too.
And
I don't think he's a bad coach.
Yeah,
I think
that'd be a bad move for them. You know what? I think next up we got the Browns and the Bengals. I think I'm going to pick the upset in this one. I'm going with Joseph Burrow.
I was going to ask you, what's the upset?
Okay, that's a little much right there. All right, Cleveland is still 4-2. I know that Baker hasn't been great, but
I'm picking the Bengals too, though. I'm picking the Bengals too. The last time they played them, it was a close game, and that was Joe Burrow's second game.
Yeah, and they're starting to get it together a little bit on offense in terms of the line protecting him. They got AJ Green. He had 96 yards last week. He looked like he actually wanted to play football for the first time in I don't know how long.
Yeah.
T. Higgins looks great. Would have looked better in a Ravens uniform, but that's irrelevant at this point. Joe Mixon is out, but it doesn't matter. He plays running back.
Yeah.
So I think Burrow's going to light him up.
Wait, Baker's starting this week?
Yeah. They said he's going to be starting.
That's right. Because they said he had a great week of practice. And all right, man. I think if Case Keenum was starting, I would probably pick the Browns. To be honest, Case Keenum, there's nothing special about him, but he doesn't make the mistakes that Baker makes. All right.
What's special about Case Keenum versus Baker is that he plays within himself, and Baker still thinks he's the greatest thing ever.
So I heard an interview with Warren Moon the other day. I didn't hear the whole thing, but he kind of touched on Baker a little bit. And basically he just said, look, only way he can succeed in this league is to be a game manager because he doesn't read the field well. He's not that talented of a thrower. Right. He just needs to be a game manager if he wants to last.
And that's exactly what Cleveland has been doing. They've been running the ball and hoping they can limit Baker to about 20 passes a game. And they can win that way. Yeah. But when they get into shootouts, he makes poor decisions all the time. And not even when he's under pressure. He makes bad decisions. He thinks he has a better arm than he has, and he can just force the ball in there. And most of the time it goes badly for him.
So I don't want to see this happen because I'm a Ravens fan, right? But I'm curious, Browns fans. Matt Ryan is rumored to be available right now via trade. Mm-hmm. Would you want to bring in Matt Ryan on that team? Like that's an instant upgrade. I mean, that's a major upgrade, and
That
you
makes you
already
a
have
Super Bowl contender.
it might
So
it might.
I mean, I don't know what their cap situation is and his actual cap number, but if they can fit him under, then they should absolutely be looking at it.
Yeah, I don't see why they wouldn't at least explore that option, because I think about the talent that you have on that team: Odell, Jarvis, Chubb,
Austin
Hunt, Hooper. Yeah, and they put some work into the O line this offseason too to make it a better O line. Get yourself a quarterback.
Yeah.
Man. But as a Ravens fan, keep Baker. Okay, keep Baker. We're happy with that.
Yeah. No, there's a few teams that should be calling about Matt Ryan. If I'm San Francisco, Kyle Shanahan was his offensive coordinator the year they went to the Super Bowl. You're not happy with Jimmy Garoppolo. Like, he's lost you one Super Bowl already.
It looked like he took a step back.
Yeah, I mean, he took a step back. He wasn't good to begin with, but yeah, you benched him a couple of weeks ago. I know you're thinking about making a switch. Yeah. If Matt Ryan's available, go make it happen.
Yeah. All right, what's next up here? By the way, anybody that's joining the stream, welcome. Make sure you like, subscribe, leave a comment. We started out talking about AB signing with the Bucs. I'm a Ravens fan. B's a Panthers fan, but he roots for the Ravens as well. And we're kind of talking about how that affects the Ravens moving forward, what moves we can make, things of that nature. If you have any thoughts on that, leave them in the comment box.
Next up is Green Bay and the resurgent Houston Texans. Without Bob, they're out there putting up points. They won one game. They couldn't handle Derrick Henry last week, so they lost that one. But I think they're pretty happy that Bob's gone.
Yeah,
Bob being Bill O'Brien.
Yeah,
but no, this is absolutely another loss for him. I love Deshaun, but you're not going to beat Green Bay.
Had they won last week, I'd be picking Houston right now. I'd be picking Houston right now. I think they're playing 10 times better without Bill O'Brien running that team, man. And their confidence is shot way up. I mean, they still don't have a particularly good coach, but their confidence as a team just shot way up after they fired him, man. It instantly showed.
But they're going to be playing a pretty angry Packers team. They got embarrassed by Tampa last week
on prime time.
Aaron Rodgers started the game with a pick six, followed that up with what was almost a second pick six. So I think he's going to be looking to set that right this week.
Yeah, I'm picking Green Bay in that one. So, all right, what's next?
This is actually kind of a tough one. It shouldn't be when you think about the rosters, but Dallas and Washington. Got to go with the football team.
Oh,
I don't really trust the Red Rifle to beat anybody.
Look, all of these NFC East games are going to be hard to pick. But I watched the Eagles and the Giants game the other day. That was entertaining.
It was entertaining. It wasn't good. Like people said, Washington. I don't know if it's still true right now, but last week they were one game away from being division leaders and also one game away from having the number one pick in the draft. So that tells you the level of football you're seeing in the NFC East.
So who's starting for Washington?
What, a quarterback? Kyle Allen.
I'll never pick Kyle Allen to win the game. I'm going with Dallas.
Okay, but
if it was Alex Smith, I'd be like,
you're picking Andy Dalton to win a game. That's not any better. I mean,
no. Andy Dalton is definitely better than Kyle Allen. I'm going with Dallas to win this one.
Okay, I'm going with the team that hasn't had their spirit crushed.
How do fans of both teams feel, right? Because this is a rivalry game. It's one of the oldest rivalries in the NFL. They hate each other, right? They always want to beat each other. But you're both so awful right now. Like, do you still care about this game? Is it still like
it's more important. Like if you're a Cowboys fan and Dak didn't get hurt and they didn't hire Mike McCarthy and they were on their way to 13-3 or 12-4 or whatever, it's kind of whatever. Like, you want to beat Washington, but you got bigger things to worry about.
Yeah. Now this is your
Now,
only focus.
right? Like you can't talk trash to anybody outside of that division. So it's all focused on Washington right now.
Okay, I'm going with
I'm
Dallas.
going with
Definitely
Washington
going
on
with
that
Dallas.
one. And Ron Rivera, they said that he's going to have his last chemo treatment. I
Yeah,
believe on the 26th. They said he said the doctors told him he's going in the right direction and all looks good.
good.
So they're going to go out there and they're going to win one for Ron.
No, I think they're gonna be relieved and like, okay, good. Now we're gonna kill him. We're gonna kill him with high blood pressure.
All right, next up, Lions and Falcons.
Yeah.
Falcons, another team that's looked a little better since they got rid of their coach Dan Quinn. Raheem Morris took over for them.
Mm-hmm.
They got a win last week over Minnesota.
Yep.
The Lions are another team where they're just kind of tough to figure out. Some weeks they can come out and look like they're a playoff team. Other weeks they come out and they're like, how have you not fired your coach yet?
Right.
And this one really depends on if they get a deal done for Julio Jones today.
Who have they beaten so far this year?
Detroit.
Yeah. Do you have that?
Hold on. Let me
I'm putting you
pull
on
it
the
up
spot.
here. Hang on. Detroit has beaten. They beat Arizona. They beat Jacksonville.
Arizona has a winning record. So how many? Yeah. I
They
don't know.
lost to Chicago. They lost to Green Bay. They lost to New Orleans.
Yeah. And yeah, so
Say,
it's
I
a
don't
hard one
think Julio. I don't think Julio's going anywhere today. I don't think Matt
No.
Ryan's going anywhere today. So I'm taking the Falcons. I think they
Yeah,
just
I'm going with the
outscore them.
Falcons. I'm going with the Falcons.
Stop
Like
biting.
they were.
Stop biting.
Yeah. I mean, like they have a bad record, but I don't think they're a bad team. And that, just like Houston, once they got rid of their bad coach, they're just playing better football.
No, the Falcons are a bad team. They're not a bad offense, but they are a bad team.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Okay, so next up, Tampa Bay and Oakland.
Okay.
Or not? I'm sorry, not Oakland. Vegas. The Raiders.
We get it.
That one, I don't think Antonio Brown's not going to be able to play this week, but doesn't matter because you're playing the Raiders. That one's Tampa all the way.
Yeah, it's Tampa. So AB doesn't come back this week. He comes back in 2 weeks. Not this week and not next week. After next week, he comes back.
Yeah, week 9 is when he's going to make his debut against, I believe it's New Orleans that week. So that'll be a big one. But yeah, this week they don't need him to beat the Raiders.
The Raiders are tough, man.
Think about it. The Raiders are tough again, but they're not good.
Okay? Tampa is another team that's up and down.
Tampa's good. Tampa's very good. They're like Cleveland, where the roster is excellent and their quarterback, can go either way. But I think he'll be all right. Good enough to beat the Raiders for sure.
That's gonna be an interesting one. I think it's gonna be a lot closer than you think, B.
Okay.
I'll go with Tampa for now. I might change that one.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought.
I might change
49ers and the Patriots, and this one hurts because I spent 9 years watching Cam struggle in Carolina because they just didn't support him. No O-line, no wide receiver help. Right towards the very end, they got Curtis Samuel, they got DJ Moore, they got Christian McCaffrey, and I'm thinking, hey, it's all coming together. Cam's going to get healthy. Carolina's going to contend for a Super Bowl, and they said, nope, get out. And then he goes to play for the greatest coach in the history of professional football. And he says, hey, your number one wide receiver is a running back. Yeah. They don't have anybody over there who can get open. I mean, Julian Edelman is okay. He's not what he used to be. And N'Keal Harry can't separate. Like it's depressing.
I expect them to make a move by trade deadline. I expect them to make a couple moves, to be honest.
Yeah, but nothing that'll affect this game. So I'm going 49ers.
No, I'm still going Patriots. Look, the 49ers have a ton of injuries, and Jimmy G is still the quarterback. I'm not picking them. And Raheem Mostert is on IR now, too.
That don't matter.
They've got it matters against good teams, against good defenses, and the Patriots have a good defense.
No, I think it doesn't matter because he's not a very good running back. He's just a guy. They have somebody else who can step in there and do what Raheem Mostert does.
Yeah.
They'll be fine running the ball.
All right. So
But I
B
think
got one wrong there. Okay, let's go.
the lack of receivers bites New England again, and they go down this week.
I think they can run all over 49ers.
Let's see. Chiefs and Broncos. The Chiefs are going to be able to debut their new weapon this week in Le'Veon Bell, which is just ridiculous. I mean, this is this is also the problem that I have with Baltimore's moves. Like, okay, yeah, you added Yannick Ngakoue, and the Chiefs have Tyreek Hill, Sammy Watkins, Travis Kelce. They drafted Edwards-Helaire, and they just added Le'Veon Bell. Like, it's not possible for you to shut them down, but you keep chasing that dream. You keep swimming upstream.
All right, we're gonna take a little break from making these picks to go back on the Ravens rant real quick. Okay, so if you came in here to hear some Ravens talk, we're back. Okay, you look at what the Chiefs are doing. They recognize that they have probably the best quarterback in the league. Right, he's one. Lamar might be two. And they said, look, we're going to give him every possible weapon we can think of. And they never stop. They never stop. They keep getting, they drafted Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill looked good. They're like, okay, let's sign Sammy Watkins. They signed Sammy Watkins. They still drafted Mecole Hardman.
They had Demarcus Robinson, who hit free agency this year. They brought him back anyway.
Yeah, just because.
To be that fourth receiver. Why not?
Yeah. Just in case, you got Travis Kelce, let's draft another running back, even though we had a stable of running backs already. All right. And then let's just go and get Le'Veon Bell because he's there.
Yeah. And then the craziest part about it is it hasn't really affected their defense. They still have a top 10 defense.
That's the funny thing. They still have, ironically enough, edge rushers. Right? They didn't wait till now to try to trade for one. Like, they still have Frank Clark. They still have
Chris Jones
in the middle. Yep.
They went and got Honey Badger.
Yeah. And they got some young corners there. Like, their defense is pretty solid, right? Because they did what Baltimore should be doing. Putting all your resources into the offense, and then, just work it out on defense. Just be good enough on defense.
Well, because you don't have, like, their run defense is awful, right? They're one of the worst run defenses in the league right now in terms of yards per game. But it doesn't matter because their offense outscores the other team, and so the run defense isn't a concern. That's the whole point. You build your offense, you score points, and you make the other team one-dimensional.
Yeah. Right. And I just want to remind Ravens fans, the last time we won a Super Bowl, our defense was not good.
No.
Our defense was not good. Our offense was what carried us through the playoffs, and defense did just enough to win.
Top tier wide receiver Anquan Bolden, second round pick Torrey Smith, and even a good third receiver in Jacoby Jones.
Yeah, and we had Ray Rice, who he might have been the best running back at that time. We had a lot of offensive talent on that team. All right, that's enough of that rant for now. We'll go back to it later.
Jaguars and Chargers, got to go with the Chargers on this one. Justin Herbert is finally going to get a win, and it's Jacksonville.
It's crazy because he's played so well. You think he has a win, but no, he hasn't won yet.
Yeah, the Money Badger missed the game-winning field goal last week. So, trademarked and everything before you ever did anything worth it.
No, Chargers.
You can't walk around just calling yourself the Money Badger.
Well, you can. It's trademark. He can do it.
It's like Charles Barkley. It's like Charles Barkley said about Paul George. Like, how you gonna call yourself playoff P and all you do is lose, right?
Yeah. Money Badger said, I made sure I'm the only one that can call myself that.
Bears and Rams is the Monday night game. That one, I mean, the Rams have to take it. They lost to San Francisco last week. They shouldn't have lost that game, and they can't get behind it. They gotta step up and beat Chicago, who, like I said, they have one loss on the year. Fraudulent. They are a fraudulent team.
Yeah, it's gotta be the Rams. Look, I'll say this though: if the Bears get another win, I'm gonna stop calling them fraudulent.
I'll stop until their next loss. It'll still be true. It'll still be true, but I'll stop saying it until their next loss.
Yeah, yeah.
The last game, the Sunday night game, Seattle and Arizona. Kind of excited to watch this one. You know, Kyler Murray's fun to watch. You know, everybody said he runs like baby Stewie. He takes 1,000 steps to go 5 yards, but you know, he's got a good arm. He's good run. You know, he's a good runner. They've got all kinds of talent at receiver. You know, Kenyon Drake is starting to wake up a bit, and of course on the other side you got Russ, who is playing just out of his mind.
Yeah, yeah. So you pick it?
I'm taking Seattle. I'm not going to pick against Russ right now. He has 16 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. You know, Tyler Lockett is an extremely talented receiver. DK Metcalf, I said before, he's an alien. So I'm not going to pick against them right now.
Yeah, me neither. Yeah, I'm going Seattle. Damn, DK Metcalf, he's another one I wish we had. Yeah, so that's it.
Yeah, I'm also interested to see if Isaiah Simmons gets some more play at linebacker this week. Chandler Jones is out for the year. He hadn't been playing a whole lot, Simmons, but you know he had more snaps last week. I want to see if he gets some more run this week. See how he does.
Yeah, yeah. He has not lived up to his top draft billing so far.
Look, you know, it's hard to live up to it when you're playing 6 snaps a game on defense.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's obviously something going on in practice where they're not happy with him getting on the field. It's not like they can't use him.
Listen, I would say that's true if I hadn't been watching Carolina and Baltimore for the last decade. You know, Christian McCaffrey was the backup running back his rookie year. It's not because Jonathan Stewart was better than him. You know what I'm saying? Devin Duvernay is the third or fourth.
So you think it's
actually the fourth receiver in Baltimore right now? It's not because Miles Boykin's better than him.
I can't see. What's that coach's name? I can't see him being that guy. Like he doesn't strike me as like an old school. You get that with old school coaches.
You get that with old school coaches or just coaches who can't evaluate their players.
Yeah.
You know, because I mean, it could also be that they just, you know, they're playing him in the wrong spot. You know, you draft him because he's super versatile. He played safety, he played corner, he played the slot corner, he played off-ball linebacker, he played edge rusher. Yeah. And you know, maybe they're just trying to figure out what's best for him, or they're trying to pigeonhole him into one spot, and that's not working for him. You know, he wasn't a full-time anything in college, so I'm sure he's having to learn whatever position they want to put him in permanently.
Maybe. So where's he? So what are they working with him to become?
I mean, I think at the time of the draft they had said that he was going to be you know, a full-time linebacker.
Yeah.
I think they were talking about middle linebacker, but I mean, who knows if that's where they're actually going to, you know, he's playing, like I said, 6 snaps a game. So, I mean, I don't know what their plan is at this point. Yeah. But that's why I want to see the game and see what he's doing. You know?
Yeah. We'll see how many more snaps he gets. If he doesn't get that many more snaps, that says something to me.
Well, look, I mean, he had what was probably his best game last week. He had 4 tackles, a pass breakup, and I think he had a quarterback hit as well. So yeah, maybe it's just he just needs more opportunity.
Yeah. All right, that's all NFL. I mean, we can circle back, talk some AB again real quick for anybody that's just joining and catching the tail end of the live stream. We discussed AB signing with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Man, so it's AB, it's Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, Gronk.
Yeah,
they have
Gronk,
all the weapons.
OJ Howard.
Yeah,
and they have Ronald Jones, Leonard Fournette. They drafted Keyshawn Vaughn. So yeah, they use their first pick on Tristan Wirfs to protect Tom. Like they're all in on Brady,
all in on the offense,
winning them games.
And guess what, guys? They have a good defense too.
Yeah.
Who knew that you can put so much of your resources, your time and effort and money into the offense and still have a good defense? Who knew?
Yeah. Witchcraft.
Yeah. I have a lot to say about the moves that the Ravens are making, about the reaction from some people in the Ravens community. But look, we're all entitled to our opinion at the end of the day. It's not that big of a deal.
Well, right? you know what the other really interesting thing is? Seattle's defense is not good, but they're still undefeated. because they said we have an elite quarterback and we're going to give him weapons and just turn him loose.
Yeah. Look, this is an offensive league, man. It's an offensive league. You have to be able to put up points. You have to be able. Let's go. Look, you may not have to. You don't have to be a number one offense or even a top 5 offense, but you have to have an offense that can get you points when you need to score points. Right? The Ravens are playing too conservative, and they play like they have the weapons to do that. They want to be able just to score when they absolutely need to score. And they don't have the pieces on offense to do that.
No. And yeah, that's what we always say. It's about having guys that you can trust to make plays when you need those plays to be made.
Yeah.
Baltimore doesn't have anybody like that. You can't trust Mark Andrews at this point. You can't trust Hollywood at this point. And the other guys aren't even good. So, it's not even worth mentioning there. But when you have to get a first down, when you need to score a touchdown or whatever it is, Baltimore doesn't know where they're going with the ball.
Yeah. Look, I mean, these last few weeks, we've been winning. Defenses look good. And Ravens fans aren't happy. Right? There's a reason for that. Right? The focus has been on offense. Offense looks off. We're not on the same page. Miles Boykin needs to step up. Get Duvernay more snaps. All right. It's all just talk about the offense. And if they don't make any other moves by the trade deadline, they're telling you what you've seen these last few weeks is what's going to win for us. Yes. So I just, everybody that's just like, oh, glad we didn't get AB, glad we didn't trade for Julio Jones. Oh, we don't need that. Dez is the answer. I just want you to, just look at the last 3 weeks and understand that the Ravens are telling you that's going to win us a Super Bowl.
Yep.
So
that's what it is.
Yeah. Is there any other news that we need to cover?
No, I'm looking at Twitter right now to see if maybe they made a trade, but no, nothing's coming up. It's all UFC right now because that Khabib fight is starting in about an hour.
An hour? So early?
Yeah, it's starting at 2. The event is starting at 2.
Well, so when's the main event?
I don't know. They usually have about 5 fights. So
man, that's an early fight.
Yeah.
Okay, so for those that just seeing us for the first time, we do a podcast. We cover NFL, NBA, and we do combat sports. So UFC is one of the things that we talk about a lot. We do videos sometimes, but we do a lot of podcasts on UFC, also boxing. So, David, the sports and gamer nerd, what's up?
What's up, David?
Yeah, you did. Hey, David did call it.
Yeah.
You did call it. You did say it. But you also said they're gonna line him up at tight end. You think they're gonna line him up at tight end? Look, he's there. He's on the team. Look, he's on the team. If he sees the field, man, that would be problematic. Oh my goodness.
Like you say problematic, but like personally, I would love to see a professional football player windmilling their arms like a cartoon to try to change direction in a game. I think that would be very entertaining.
Not at our expense. If you do it on another team, that's fine. Look, okay. Red zone. Okay, David thinks he's going to be a red zone target. Look, I hope so. I hope he comes in here and just becomes a beast. That's what I hope. I hope he turns into old Dez. I don't think that's going to happen, but that's what I'm hoping for, man. Like, let's just be real. If we saw another team do this, if we saw the Browns sign a wide receiver who hasn't played since 2017, had already had a bunch of injuries before that, had a major Achilles injury during that time, and then come and sign to a practice squad, will we be saying, man, they just got a weapon?
No, you'd be laughing at him.
We'd be laughing at him. But he's open like Bolden. Okay. Look, I hope so. I hope that's the case. I hope that's the case.
I agree. Like he's open like Bolden today. Like not the Bolden that won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I can't compare him to Bolden. At no point in his career was he Anquan Bolden. I'm sorry. No, I take that back. 2016, he had a really hot year in 2016.
Look, I mean, he was a top receiver. It was different. Like, he's never been a great route runner.
Yeah,
He relied on being bigger, stronger, faster than guys, and that's gone.
I don't think ever in his career he was better than Bolden. He had the numbers, but he wasn't better than Bolden. Bolden, just because he came to Baltimore and he put up smaller numbers, people think, oh well, you don't need that kind of wide receiver here. No, Bolden was always that kind of wide receiver. He just didn't put up the numbers, but he was always that elite level wide receiver. So when we needed him to make a play, he could make it. So yeah. Open when covered. I hope so, man. I hope he's that person that can just make those catches, even when a defender's gonna be blanketed on him, because they will be. But well,
like,
if
he can't in those videos, he can't even beat the corners that he's handpicked to cover him to make him look good.
Look, he's on a team now, so I'm going to stop the slander, okay, until he gets on the field. But I look, Des is a Raven, and I'm rooting for him. But David, do you agree that we need more than just Des Bryant? Like, we can't stop there, right? Like that can't be where we stop. Like, that will be an issue. We just talked about AB going to Tampa and the weapons that they have there. They in no shape, form, or fashion needed AB there. And AB, Godwin, Mike Evans, Gronk, Ronald Jones, Fournette, like they just have a bunch of weapons there. And they have a good defense.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a good defense. This is what we need to be doing in Baltimore. Defense needs to take a back seat. I'm sorry. Lamar is the star of this team. Lamar is the talent. He's the one that's going to take us to the Super Bowl. Gallup, I will love Gallup. I don't see how we get Gallup.
Yeah, I don't think that. I mean, Gallup is outstanding. I don't think that Dallas would be willing to trade him. But again, like we always say, make the call and check. I think you're more likely to be able to get Amari Cooper out of Dallas, but absolutely call and ask.
Yeah. Fantasy football team. Are you talking about Tampa being a fantasy football team? Yeah, for sure.
They're better than my fantasy football team.
Yeah, you can't get that fantasy football.
My fantasy team wishes it had those receivers.
Yeah. We can't be afraid to be great on offense. That's my whole thing. Let's stop being afraid to be great on offense. We have one of the best players in the league, man. Like, don't be afraid to go out there and put some weapons around him and have high expectations to score points, right? The defense is going to be fine. We've invested more than enough in the defense. And don't get me wrong, I'm happy with the Yannick Ngakoue trade. I love it. Me and B wanted that to happen in the offseason. So right now, no, we're happy about that trade. Like, that absolutely helps our defense. We have an awesome defense. It was already awesome, right? But that's enough. That's enough. We need to pull all of our resources now and moving forward in the offseason. I don't want to hear talk about drafting a safety or drafting an edge rusher or any of that. It needs to be O-line and it needs to be wide receivers. And we need to start, it has to start this offseason, because going into next year, I believe, is the first year that they can work out an extension with Lamar.
Yeah.
Right. And then after that, they can use the 5th-year option to keep him. But it's his contract is coming up. And if I'm Lamar Jackson, you cannot come to me and talk to me about an extension until you start showing me that you're going to put weapons around me.
That's true, but you forget that 5 of the edge rushers, Judon, Ngakoue, Bowser, Jihad Ward, and Pernell McPhee are all free agents, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Yannick, I think, will stay. Judon will be gone, and you're going to use that first-round pick on the edge rusher.
It could. Adam Thielen, Julio. I would love Adam. I would love those guys too.
Mm-hmm.
I would love any of those guys. If they get any of those guys, like I said, I'll shut up. I'll shut up. But I just knowing their history in the Ravens organization, that's not what they're gonna do. Like, they're doing it right now. They got the guys that they want, and that's pretty much gonna be it. But I would love to see any of those guys here, man. Yes, Judon. Yeah, David. Judon will go. That was B's point. We're gonna let all those guys go. We'll keep Yannick, and probably spend a high pick on an edge rusher.
Yeah, I think they'll try and keep Bowser also. He might be a little too expensive for them. You know, I think he'll
Bowser?
probably I think he'll probably want to test free agency, and you know, once a player gets to free agency, they're too expensive for Baltimore.
Yeah, because my thing is this. Why is it on defense everything has to be perfect? We have to have all pros at every position on the defensive side. And the offense, it's like, oh, well, you know, we just drafted this guy. You know, we just got to give him time to develop.
Yeah.
Can't you? Why don't you apply that logic to the defense? We just drafted Jalen Ferguson last year.
Because Ray Lewis, because Ed Reed. Like, it's the identity that the Ravens have had, you know, for the longest time.
Yeah.
You know, and it can change. It changed for Baltimore. They weren't always that. That was the Vinny and Michael Jackson show when they first came to town.
Yeah.
You know, they were putting up points.
That's the thing.
But they weren't winning.
I've heard our friend Fred from Berlin BS say that, you know, Raiders fans are spoiled, right? Because we win a lot. No, we're spoiled in the sense of we've seen a defense that is unrealistic in any era to really have, right? Mm-hmm. We had the greatest safety to ever play the game. We had one of the greatest linebackers to ever play the game. You know, one of the greatest edge rushers and Suggs to ever play the game. He's going straight to the Hall of Fame. And we had Haloti Ngata on the D-line. Like, you had all pros, legendary players in every aspect of that defense playing at the same time in their primes. They were a terror. They were a problem. But you know what? Those teams lost a lot of games still because we had Kyle Boller, right? Yeah. We still did a lot of losing because we had Kyle Boller. We had no offense, right? But we're used to seeing that here. And yes, you're right, David. It's tradition, right? We're used to seeing great defenses. I love defense. I would love to win that way. But the reality is the NFL does not want to see that anymore, right? It's an offensive league. You have to win with offense. You can still have a good defense, and defense can help you, but offense is what's going to carry you to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, again, you know, I mentioned before that the Chiefs have lost 10 games with Pat Mahomes as their starting quarterback.
Yeah.
And they average 30 points in those
David,
losses.
thanks for coming through to the live stream, man. I appreciate it. You have a good weekend as well. And make sure you guys go subscribe to David, the Sports and Gamer Nerd. He's got a channel. You know, he's a Ravens fan as well. He's also into hockey. You know, so he just did a great interview. I can't remember the
Soroya
Tinker. Yeah, check it out. It's an awesome interview. So David, the Sports and Gamer Nerd. He's like us. He covers Ravens. He does hockey. He does video games. All that stuff. He's dope. So yeah, what you saying, B?
Oh no, I was saying, you know, even in the games that Kansas City loses, they were averaging 30 points a game.
Yeah,
like you're not going to slow them down enough. Like in a game where you're trying to, you know, take the air out of the ball and you know, play ball control and everything, they're just going to outscore you. You're not going to beat them scoring in the low 20s.
Right.
You're just not going to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you know why? Because they don't need a lot of time to score.
No, they don't. You know? They don't. So yeah, look, happy about the Yannick trade. I am. That really helps the defense out. The defense is going to get a little bit better. I can't say a lot better because we're already really good. We're going to get a little bit better. It's going to help the pass rush, but offense has to get significantly better if we're going to win a Super Bowl. It has to, right? We don't need AB. We don't. So that's not the issue. We don't need Julio Jones. That's not the issue. But we need good players. All right. And we can't keep, you know, just looking for bargain basement deals and think that's going to do it for us. It's not, man. Right. It's not. So I hope, you know, we had time to make some moves. I hope they're not done. But if they are done and this is the team, like I said, we'll still be a good team and I'm going to root for them. But when we eventually fall short, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah. Like Dave was saying, Julio, Thielen, you know, Chark, Michael Thomas, somebody. Go get somebody.
Yeah. Gallup. Yeah, I would love all those guys. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. But all right, we've been going for an hour. I think we can wrap it up here.
Yeah.
Everybody that joined the live stream here on Periscope, on Sportscaster, thank you very much. Make sure you're Subscribe to us. Make sure you give us a follow on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. We were everywhere. Just Google Lunch Break Hot Take and we will pop right up. You know, if you're into podcasts, we do a lot of podcasts. We're going to do another one on today's fight with Khabib and who's he fighting? Gaethje. Yeah, that should be a good fight. Yeah. That should be a good fight.
Yeah, and we'll be back probably Tuesday or Wednesday to talk about the Week 7 games.
Yep. All right, y'all.